Well, welcome back. We've had a few burglaries, and I've been out and I've robbed a few places, but let's actually see if I can get into my house. Haha, I can! Fantastic. Have I got things I can sell? I do. Then I will sell them. Okay, almost 2.5 grand. That actually should come in quite handy. I can do a few things with that, but nothing too extensive. So I'm probably going to leave that there as a law for now. I may add another dog, though, to one of these doors just to startle people when they enter. I may even put... No, I want to put a dog in the haunted room so that people at least can like end their lives in there rather than have to walk around until they hang themselves. But I would be putting a dog in the haunted room, and that's terrible. No, no, no. I'm afraid that people are just going to have to, well, continue to die in the haunted room by hanging themselves, I guess. Ah, that's a horrible place. I wish I never built that room now. My house has got a terrible, terrible legacy. Aside from all of the other ways that people have died in here, but that one's even worse. But looking around, yeah, I think I'm going to leave that as more of a law. So let's go ahead and check my security tapes. Now, we had Richard Carl Butler. You actually brought... Oh, yes. I think Richard used up most of his tools. So let's see who kills you, Richard. Is it yourself? Do you kill yourself? I think you do. No. Okay. Well, you can definitely shoot a sleeping dog. You may not be able to club one, but you can absolutely shoot one. That's a shame. I would have liked that gun. Well, it's a shame because you shot my dog. What am I saying? My God, this game is hardening me up in a way that I don't want to be hardened. Thank you very much. And yes, you killed yourself in the haunted room. That room, what a legacy it has. Then James Leonardo Lazono, I think. 600 bounty you were worth. You probably used up one of your saws, I am assuming. Let's see, where are you going? Can you see anything? Oh, okay. No, you've broken the system. And then you threw yourself into a pit without even thinking. Okay. John Ramon Squire. Oh, a squire, eh? Well, I'm afraid your knight's training ends here. Well, would be Sir John. You didn't even become a sir. That is terrible. I killed someone who was aspiring to become a sir. What has this game made me into? My whole reason for living is being thrown into question at the moment. Well, at the very least, I can content myself that my family are alive. I'm going to go and seek some sort of comfort from my loving children and loving wife and all my loving pets. Maybe they can restore my belief in myself as a good person who doesn't just cut down sirs before they've even reached their prime. I don't know. This game does horrible things to you. Horrible things. Oh, the shotgun here. I could end it all. But no, that would be the coward's way out. That would be even worse. I'm not someone who just goes around and hangs themselves. Not if I have any other option. But yes, I'm going to fade to black here. And hopefully when we return, there will be a significant amount of videos that we can watch and a significant amount of money that I can spend. I am pretty much selling things as soon as I get them. I know that in a way it's counterintuitive, but now I'm at this point, it doesn't matter so much to me. When you're a low value, it's probably best not to sell the items that you're picking up, because if you do, it's going to halve their value. So if your objective is to lure people in, leave the items as items in your safe, because then they show up as the full value of the item in your, like, the value of your house. But the moment you sell it, you only get half as much raw money, half as much cash back. So yeah, if you're trying to lure people in, don't sell the items, just leave them there, because it'll be more attractive. But once you're at the sort of point where you don't want to lure anyone who's significantly well armed, stop letting the item stockpile, just sell them, and then as and when you get the chance, spend the money to expand your house. And I'm almost tempted to build off the haunted room. I don't know. Maybe. Hello and welcome back. Since the last time I was recording, we've had a few burglaries. Peter Chris Berryman. Let's see how you died, Peter. You brought in 3 saws and 3 dog meats. Okay. How are you going to get it? Oh, and failed to use any of your tools. That's good. We had those to sell. That's where those came from. We've been through a few, so I've got a couple in the vault that I can sell at the moment, but I haven't sold them yet. I've been trying to let the value build up so that people will try to attack. Oh, I think you are actually the first person who's fallen for that trap. Oh, thank you, Douglas. I was starting to feel quite bad about that trap. That is excellent. Okay, we've got a little bit of money in here. We've also got a little bit of money there. Now, an idea for the expansion of the house has been slowly forming in my mind. And what I think I'm going to do is I don't want to just make any part of this system invalid. That is, if I were to move this vault all the way up into the top right somewhere, then part of this system would by necessity become invalid. This part would no longer serve a purpose, and in fact this part wouldn't. These things down here, but we've still got a lot of stuff that we can do with these traps, because you're going to have to come up this way in some way or another to get there. So what I'm thinking of doing is having this all play in. I might even be able to use this cat here to play into the trap in some way or another. And I like that idea of having these traps all play in together so that you don't just invalidate part of your work and possibly make the trap easier than it already is. But I've been playing around with the idea of the way you need to have Yanto follow you. And I'm going to start implementing this idea. So, Yola, you're going to be moving. I know you really, really, really want to be able to get on some of these kills, but I just can't. I need you up here, okay? You can go there, and we'll also have another door just to corner you off. So if you approach that corner from either direction, Yola's going to eat you. Now, I'm pretty much set on this being the way out into the new section. Whether I move the safe there, or whether the safe will be there when you may or may not find my house, who knows? It could be at any of several locations, and that's the general idea of it. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to place this there. I'm going to place a sticky switch here, and then I'm going to place a door there. I'm also going to fortify this area just a little bit more by doing this. There we are. Now, the idea with this is previously you could go either way, and you can currently go either way up there now that Yola's been moved. This forces you to go a certain direction, because if you come up this way, you step on that, this door is going to close. Now Yanto's right behind you, so unless you've got the tools like water to break that and then get around, you're stuck. But if you come up from this direction, Yanto will be there when the door closes. Yanto will still be one tile away from you, because when you move down, Yanto's going to keep pace with you, and then you're going to be back to the beginning. So you've basically just swapped positions a little bit. But the idea with this one is that this power actually needs to come up here, like that. Let's go ahead and fortify that wall instead. Now, what I want here is a basic wire going across there, a powered wall there, and this is the really expensive bit, a powered trap there. Now, currently, that is not necessary. Someone could come up here and see, oh, there's a trap there. I'm going to go this way. I mean, if they did this, they'd come up here and they'd find, oh, I can't go that way, so I need to go this way. They'd lock Yanto down there and then be eaten by Yola. So this trap is still deadly. So if they need to come up here at all, which they will, they would come up here. They would have to go around in this direction, activate this sticky switch, which would then pass power to this power trap door. And that is not a power plant. That is a power source. I have been told off for calling it a power plant. I am very sorry for my mistake. Now, what we want here is a reason to have to come up here in this direction. And I believe that reason should be another cat. I think having a cat as that reason would be fantastic. And we would then also, where are you walls? Dig away this wall back here. Now, what this forces is if someone were to, well, actually, I suppose that could go either way. Let me think about this for a second. Right. No, because right now, if you go down this way, the cat could go, well, the cat would have to go in that direction. It's the only way it could go. What I want is that if you encounter the cat moving in this direction, you see the cat, and then go down, the cat locks himself. So I need another layer down, basically, here, so that the cat can move up one tile and then not be able to move to the right. But if you come up from the bottom, so you see the cat at this point, and then immediately step to the left, hopefully the cat would go that way. Ah, okay, this is a little bit more tricky than I was expecting. I know what we can do. It's a fairly easy solution, actually. We'll just move things across by one tile. And unfortunately, it does mean that we need to get rid of those walls there. But, you know, that's not so bad. The haunted room is getting a bit of a change. So, haunted room, your sticky switch is going to be there from now on. And the powered door is going to be there. Yes, that works, in my opinion. That works well. And we'll replace those walls when necessary. Okay, so now the haunted room is truly, truly devious and terribly haunted. It's just one tile. You come in here and then you realize your mistake. You're like, no, let me out, let me out. No, I can't get out. You don't have that much room to pace around. So it's becoming ever more like some sort of seclusion cell that you never get out from. Now, if we put that back, this should work. So you come up here, you see the cat, you step over there, the cat is now racing off towards Yolo. However, if you come up from the right side, you see the cat, you step there, the cat is now racing off to the right. That works. This cat shall be my second cat, which was Honey. Let's see. We'll put a door by here as well, so it's not immediately obvious what's going on. Okay, this system is actually starting to look good. Right now, it doesn't actually do anything at all. Right, there's no actual purpose to this. And there's still that red herring. Someone can still just walk up here and be like, oh, okay, I'll go this way. Oh my god, my face. But what I'm thinking is Honey will activate a button, which in turn will trigger... Well, actually, let's move the power source over. See, I called it a power source. I am learning, ladies and gentlemen. I know, I am as surprised as you. We will have... see, I need that power source at the moment to be transferring power normally. So, let's think about this. Okay, well, I guess we're just going to move this whole wall section over by one. We'll have you come up there, like so. Or in fact, I can just put the power source back where it was previously, rather than have to move things around. Or I can even have the power source buried further inside a wall. That seems to make sense to me. Because this will now permanently provide power down there, permanently provide power over there, but only sometimes provide power in that direction. So we want another powered wall, and then we want a currently, let's think. Now, the way I build this trap in this direction, I'm not going to have enough money to even work on that, so I guess it doesn't really matter which one of these buttons I use right now. I can either have a sticky switch, which is, even if they get up here and the cat is activated, they can't deactivate it, or have it in one of two states. I think I like the idea of the sticky switch. Yes, okay, we're going to go for a sticky switch. So, if you come up here from the wrong direction, Honey will race off over there. You won't have done anything. You'll probably die. Well, actually, you may have opened this up. You could come up here and lock yourself in, then go press the sticky switch yourself. There is a way out. You know, this isn't completely locked off from you. But if you come up from this direction, then Honey will go the right way. Remember, you're ideally being chased by Yanto, so you don't have much time to make decisions about things like this. So then you come back down, and currently you would go ahead and solve the puzzle the way that we've shown. However, I may even put another dog down there just to dissuade people from exploring too much. But I don't like using dogs too actively in that way. Now, I've realized that this grill there, not so useful, because it will never be on. Unless you've managed to brick Pixel, in which case it will be on. I could put a pit there. It's a lot more expensive, but it's kind of more ha-ha-ha-ha surprise moment. I may do that later. But the way out of this area and into the next will be through here. And it'll be across some sort of trap which will rely on this power having been enabled and thus this circuit having been broken. So I'll think of that later because I'm using up almost all my money. I'm going to need to go out and do some robberies in order to get some more cash. But the idea that's currently floating around in my head is perhaps a series of powered pits or grates. Something that is basically in its passable state. So if it's powered trapdoors, then it's already powered. If it's grates, then it's not powered. And somewhere over here, there will be another trigger of some sort, perhaps another cat or something, maybe a dog, that will trigger a change in the power supply. So, for example, if it's a grate, it would turn it on. However, if this has been activated, it will break the circuit, which will allow this trigger to affect the state of this passageway. So you need this to have, for a trapdoor, you need to have stepped on the trapdoor. You need to have turned this on to prevent this trigger from turning the power off to the trapdoor corridor. Now, if you've got the money, trapdoors, from what I understand, are the better option. I don't believe you can place a ladder on a currently closed trapdoor. You can only place it on an open one. However, you can break a turned off electrified floor. I'm not 100% sure on that though. Either way, the tool to fix the situation with a trapdoor is much more expensive than the tool to fix the situation with a grate. There are two tools for a grate. Water if it's on, the wire clippers if it's off. If it's a trapdoor, it's just a ladder, and ladders are extremely expensive. So this system there would be significantly harder to bypass. You could still do it by coming up through various walls, which I wouldn't really like it if someone did, but this is a gradual evolutionary process, and I'm glad that I've had this house for so long, honestly, because it's gone through a lot of changes. I wouldn't say it's the most successful house I've had in terms of changes over time, but it certainly is up there with the most successful houses I've had. I think there was a house in my first Castle Doctrine Let's Play, which had an equally very intricate house that just evolved over time. Unfortunately, one of the evolutions was to include a tomb for my dead wife. That wasn't very, very good. But at the moment, I'm pretty happy with things as they are. And we've still got our family. This is quite possibly the longest time that I've had my family stay alive. And I am beyond thrilled with that turn of events. I will eventually replace all of these steel walls with concrete, just because I like the aesthetic and it looks a little bit more intimidating. But that said, again, people don't often come through with cutting tools. So in a way, mind you, I haven't seen many people come through with explosives either. So I guess it's one way or the other on that one. But I'm going to go ahead and validate this now. I'm just going to check that everything is working and that nothing is going to interfere. So we're going to come up here. Currently, all we need to do is go around there, up, around, down, and back through normally. We don't need to mess around with this system. We could if we wanted to. I don't, because I will probably die. Let's just double check. That should all be powered correctly. In fact, yes, that is absolutely going to be powered correctly. Okay, I'm not going to change Yanto into a Chihuahua. I have more mercy than that. Let us begin the test. Please let me not die. If I die, well, I do regret quite a lot. I regret dying, but it will be on camera at the very least. Now, this is the way I need to go. All is well so far. Can I see up there? No, I can't. That's a shame. Oh, yes, I can. It has worked. The powered door, trapdoor has triggered. That is fantastic. Okay, and this way, and up and out. Yay! The house is back on the market. Gloriousness awaits any who try. Well, that's interesting. Joseph Michael McLeary. I've noticed there are a lot of people on the Steam forums who have been suggesting, get your house to exactly $2,000 and then constantly like add or remove one wall so that it continually resets the tried and death count so it looks like a newbie house. The thing with that is it's very easy to tell that it's not a newbie house, because the moment you go in it, the person's wife and their 2 children and the safe are not in view. Instead, you see pit bulls, walls, and various electric floors. So I'm not really sure that tactic is that useful for anything other than getting people to stick their head in and then leave. Because that's all I imagine they do. Now, I noticed that Jeffrey Allen Williams, his house value has changed, and so has Mr. Knight, who was down here somewhere. He's gone. I guess someone has successfully robbed Jeffrey Allen Williams. That's quite interesting. I'm going to poke my head in and have a look. Hopefully I don't die. Hello? Well, okay. Goodbye. Someone must have just worked out the system. It hasn't killed... Oh, killed all the dogs. We'll wait. Joseph David Griffin, you did nothing. Has your friend finished yet? I'll hang around. See who this person who's trying my trap, even though there's like nothing in there. I'm quite surprised by that, honestly. Oh, wait, no, there's tools. I suppose they are sufficient to draw in some interest. Yes, of course, this is equivalent now to 1,200. The bricks are 150, I believe. So yeah, that's 450. So we're up at 1,650. And then 3 drugged meats of 100. Okay, so we're just a little bit over 2,000 as far as a robber would see. I'm pretty pleased with that. That's excellent. We will be getting plenty of people through here. But let's check out Mark Edward Yale then. How do you do, Mark? You have 5 sores. I think you died with 1 left. Okay. Sorry, but no. Haha, I've placed concrete there. Oh dear. You have chosen poorly. Well, Yantor is getting ever more fat, it would seem. But I'm going to wrap this episode up there, and when we return, hopefully I'll have plenty of cash, and I'll have begun expanding out even further. So, exciting times ahead. But I shall see you when next we return. So, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I hope you will be joining me for the next, but until then, do take care.